Okay guys, so welcome back for another Dokkan Battle video, and today we are going to be looking at the new Timeless category, of course led by the new LR Tapion. So, LR Tapion and Minosha. Minosha is this little dude, it's his brother, but for those of you who haven't watched the movie, a little bit of a heads up spoiler so you can skip just a little bit, well not too much either, but he dies unfortunately, which really sucks. Well, anyways, off of that little side note, anyways, this is their category called Timeless Legends. Again, this is what Goresh, oh, never mind, it's called Warriors of Legend. Because before Goresh translated it to like roughly Timeless Legends, but it's now called Warriors of Legends. Let me quickly take a look what it is. So it consists of warriors who died or were sealed in the past. Alright, so of course this is the new LR that is going to be leading the category, and Siblings Bond, 3 key, 150% to stats, so very, very powerful leader skill. Again, finally a new Siblings Bond category leader is very, very good. And then of course Warriors of Legend, this is the category right here. I know at first glance it may not seem like it's a really good category. It does seem to be a little wonky, and I can, absolutely see why someone would say that. Again, just a couple, standout figures are, LR Demon King Piccolo. You have the Bardock, not only Bardock, but the Bardock squad. You have the LR Physical Bardock. You have all the free-to-play Bardock members right here. You even have the Dokkan Fest Bardock. You have Exchange Boo. You have LR Bojack, Dokkan Fest Bojack, Pikkon. You have a ton of units on here. And in fact, what I wanted to really discuss in this video was necessarily what rotations you could run on this category. Now, again, many people might look at this and go immediately, oh, it's garbage, it's a trash category, it's small, none of the units here are very viable in order to actually run. Now, I would personally disagree with that. I think there are many units on here that you can actually use, and you can have units on rotations and then have the LR act as a floating support type unit, because if we take a look at them, again, they give their own category, Warriors of Legend and Siblings Bond, 2 key and 20% attack and defense. So again, you could have a rotation of, say, you know what, let me get right into one right now. You could have this Tapion, again after ZZA, with the LR of the category. You could have these two as a rotation, and it's going to be a very, very defensive rotation. Number one is because of this guy right here. After Tapion gets his EZA, he has 120% attack and defense at the start of turn. If we take a look at his stat, again, after he's EZA'd, literally almost 12,000 to defense, and then he gets 120% at the start of turn, so his defense is going to be easily over 100k defense without even factoring his links, which we'll get to in just a bit. And then he also has 50% damage reduction. So basically, Tapion's not going to be taking any sort of damage. And then you have the LR, who of course have probably one of the highest defensive stats in the game at 15,000. And then they get 130% attack and defense at the start of turn. And then they give themselves an extra 40% from their support type buffs that they're giving to all allies. And then they're also getting 4 key. So again, key is not going to be the biggest issue with this unit, especially when you're going to be running them next to probably one of their best partners of all time, which is going to be this Tapion. And then getting into it even more, they also have this active skill where they give all allies 3 key and 20% attack and defense for 2 turns. Again, 2 turns. So again, and this is on turn 4, which if you're running this category, you just need one other Warriors of Legend unit on the team, and you're most likely going to be running this unit with them, so it's really not going to be that hard to get. So overall, man, again, this as a rotation, incredibly defensive, because if we go into their links now, again, the only links that this unit is not going to share with this Tapion is going to be Legendary Power, and I believe it is actually, let me quickly check, because I think it may be Cold Judgment. Yeah, so they're only not going to share Legendary Power and Cold Judgment. But other than that, they're going to share Hero, 20% defense at level 1, Experienced Fighters, 10% attack, Brainiacs, 10% attack and defense, Solid Support, 10% attack, Fierce Battle, 15% attack. So again, they're getting a lot of defense not only from their passive, but also from their links as a whole. So again, that's why I said very defensive rotation. You want to put this Tapion in slot 1 though, because again, he's going to get his damage reduction immediately, again, so he's going to be able to tank any of those super attacks, especially, say, if they're type disadvantage, because another thing on top of this is this unit gets 13% damage reduction per super attack he does, and then he also has a 30% chance of launching an additional super attack. So because of that, I would say go just full, you know, additionals with this unit, because if you can get this, you know, all 3 attacks, you will have 39% damage reduction plus his insanely high defense as an LR, and you guys can begin to see that, you know, this unit, it's not going to be taking damage, and then of course this unit, even before his EZA, was not taking any sort of damage. So again, extremely defensive rotation that you could run right there. And just looking at this list once more, you know, obviously the LR, this Tapion, but Bojack, Dokkan Fest Bojack, and his LR counterpart, the Bojack, you know, / Galactic Warriors. Alright, I don't really need to say much. Dokkan Fest Bojack is very good. Again, he has insanely high defense, 100% attack and defense at the start of turn. He raises his own defense on super attack. He gives himself an extra 30% attack and defense in 2 key, because again, he's giving that to Space Traveling Warriors, which of course he is the leader of. And then of course he gives more, you know, buffs to it, you know, if you're facing more enemies essentially. And then if you take a look at his links, Heraclan 2 key, Galactic Warriors 20% attack. Now again, these links don't really become super crazy till they're at level 10, which again could be considered a detriment to this Bojack, but even then, you know, Galactic Warriors gives attack, Heraclan key, Big Bad Bosses, you know, 25% attack and defense, Thirst for Conquest. I don't know why they gave him Coward, Revival, Fierce Battle. And then with the LR Bojack, the only thing he's not going to be sharing is going to be Coward and Legendary Power. Again, this Bojack has Legendary Power. This Bojack has instead Shattering the Limit, while this Bojack, again, has Coward for some reason. So, again, very defensive rotation. This unit is still really good. All they really needed was another friend Bojack to really buff up their links. And with this Dokkan Fest Bojack, again, giving his support side buff, you know, really good defense at the start of turn, raising it, you know, supporting his LR counterpart, you know, very, very good damage. You know, they're going to be dealing out as well as tanking damage as well. And then again, over 15,000 defense, you know, that alone speaks for itself. So again, this is another rotation you could run. You know, you could have these two as your first rotation, these two as your second rotation, and then you can have the other LR, the friend LR, you know, floating in the 3rd slot, buffing them even more. So again, now I think is when people are going to start to see, you know, yes, this category is small. Yes, the category is a little wonky, but by no means is it not viable, and by no means is it bad. Now let's talk about some other rotations. We have EZA Int 120% lead Buu, and then we have the EZ8 for the Majin Buu Sao Supreme Kai, or Buff Buu is what, you know, we all like to call him, because, you know, he is pretty ripped. And excuse me for a bit. Do this, turn on the lights, and close door. All right, back to it. Okay, so again, this Buff Buu, just quickly going over him, raises defense on super attack. He gets 3 key, 100% attack. He gets 100% defense, the more HP remaining. He has 20% damage reduction if he's over 80% HP, and then he recovers HP at the end of the turn. So again, very, very good unit turn 1, because essentially turn 1, he's going to have 100% defense, he's going to be raising his defense, he has 20% damage reduction, his defensive stat is almost 10,000, so he is going to be fairly decent defensively. And then, I mean, I say he's going to be fairly decent, but again, then we also have to talk about links, because again, he's gonna have Majin, 10% attack and defense with, of course, Majin Buu Kid. He's gonna have Brutal Beatdown. Berserker, again, this unit, you know, this link we can kind of forget about, it's totally useless. Big Bad Bosses, Infinite Regeneration, The Wall Standing Tall, and Fierce Battle. And then with Kid Buu, he's gonna have everything except again, they gave him Berserker, so I guess that's more than meets the eye. But literally, wow, yeah, they share everything. Except, again, he has more than meets the eye, which is way better than Berserker. But, again, you get these two units to level 10 links, they're getting so much attack and defense. Watch. Okay, Majin, 15% attack and defense if you have them at full level 10 links. So that's 15% defense. Again, I'm mostly counting the defense because offensively, you know, this guy's already a beast because he gets 200% attack at the start of turn, essentially. Big Bad Bosses, so that is now 40%. No, yeah, so that's 40% defense. Infinite Regeneration, that's 50% defense. Wall Standing Tall, okay, that doesn't give anything. And then Fierce Battle. So he's getting an extra 40% defense from links, plus the 100% that he gets, plus the damage reduction, plus he raises it. So now you're really beginning to see, you know, this Buff Boo is a very, very solid unit. Actually, no, he's not solid. He's really good. And then, of course, I don't even have to say anything about him. Again, almost 11k defense, plus the fact that he gets 70% defense, which doesn't look that impressive. But again, when it comes to having almost 11k defense, 70% defense, that is quite the substantial buff from where he was, where, again, he almost barely had 10,000. And then, of course, he raises attack and defense. So again, additionals are very good for these units. If you're a long-time player, you know, you're probably already going to have most likely this Buff Boo rainbowed. Maybe you'll have this, you know, Kid Boo with several dupes. So again, additionals is really their strong suit. And then he gives Majin Power category, Extreme Class Allies 1 key. And then, of course, you know, that's basically the rest of his passive. And guess who is a Majin Power category ally? This Buff Boo. So key is not going to be an issue for these units, which is very, very good, because this Kid Boo is also going to be giving himself that key as well. So again, this is another really good rotation if you don't, say, have the Bojacks, because again, this is a very recent Dokkan Fest, so I wouldn't expect a whole lot of people to have him. But again, if you're a long-time player, you're most likely going to be able to have these two. So again, boom, or a rotation right there. You could, I mean, if again, long-time players probably already have this guy. And then say the friend LR, you know, boom, you have your rotation set up, and then you can have, you know, like maybe one other floating unit there. And another one that I wanted to talk about is actually Pikkon. Now, Pikkon, I think, is going to work decently well on the team. I think his main role would most likely be a floating unit, again, because of the way he's built. Really solid defense at the start of turn. Again, he gives Superclass allies 2 key, 30% attack and defense, so boom, there's Superclass. Boom, Superclass. Of course, if you, I mean, I didn't really pull up a whole lot of Superclass rotations, but just off the top of my head, you can actually run this Tapion with Pikkon, because they're going to share things like, let me pull up your link set, let me quickly memorize it. So, Experienced Fighters, Solid Support, Tapion's going to share with him Experienced Fighters. Actually, no, that's it. Okay, never mind. I think the LR has a little bit more, yeah, links, because Experienced Fighters, and then Cold Judgment, and then, oh no, he doesn't have Solid Support, but basically Cold Judgment and Experienced Fighters is what they're going to be sharing. So again, you could have Tapion like as a floating unit, you know, with his support type buff, again, that he's going to be giving with 3 or more type key spheres. Of course, again, this Pikkon, yeah, I mean, Pikkon is really going to be like the odd man out, if I'm going to be honest, but again, you can run him as a floating unit on the team. I didn't even talk about Zangia. Zangia, I mean, she'll be okay, I guess. Maybe not the craziest units to bring. I mean, there are a couple of Dragon Ball Heroes units here, like this Dark Mask King. You could run with this Mira, or you could run him with this Demigra. You could even have LR Demon King Piccolo as a floating unit. You know, he has really good damage reduction. If you have 5 key spheres, you know, he also changes key spheres, so he's going to be very self-sufficient. So, you know, you could have him as a floating unit as well. Just a couple of others to name. I mean, you could have Bardock on the team just because, you know, he stacks defense, so he's going to have some, you know, utility in there. You could even run, like, Super Saiyan 3 Bardock. So, you know, Dark Mask Saiyan. I mean, I didn't even mention him, but you could run these two as a rotation as well. Let me actually quickly pull them up. So, Dark Mask Saiyan and then Bardock, Dokkan Fest Bardock. those two are actually a very, very good rotation, because both of them stack defense. So again, that's very good for long events. Because again, they're not gonna get a Super Battle Road stage till like probably very later on. That's typically how Dokkan does things. Where is Mass Saiyan? He should be right here. There he is. And then Dokkan Fest Bardock is here. Alright. And let me let me just quickly cut right here and we'll be back. Okay, so we're back. Again, pulling up Bardock's information as well as the Mass Saiyan. Just some little last minute tweaks. Again, Mass Saiyan raises attack and defense, 100% attack and defense at the start of turn. He gets 1 ki and 50% attack when facing 2 or fewer enemies. And then he gets this 1 ki and 30% attack and defense when facing 1 enemy. So essentially, Mass Saiyan is getting 2 ki. He's getting 150% attack and then 130% to defense. And then his links, same lineage, same warrior race, you know, prepared for battle. Again, prepared for battle is really the only link he needs active. That gives him like 2 ki on top of the other 2 keys going to be getting from his passive. And then the key from the leader skill, Mass Saiyan's going to be fine in terms of key. And then, of course, Dokkan Fest Bardock, Saiyan warrior race, Saiyan lineage, and then, of course, prepared for battle. Again, those 3 very common links that these Bardocks are going to share with each other. Going to link up perfectly fine. Key is not going to be an issue. Again, this Bardock raises defense 120% to attack and defense at the start of turn. He gets extra attack per low-class warrior category ally, and then he's effective against all types when there is a Wicked Bloodline category enemy, and then he transforms turn 4. So again, very, very good unit. These two are going to be a very solid rotation together, especially if you're, you know, then transforming into this Bardock where he just does, you know, absolutely just everything in the game. He has crit, dodge chance, damage reduction, so raises attack and defense still, but again, that's only for 1 turn. So again, this category, this category, Jesus, this category is going to be very, very good. So again, don't underestimate this category. It's much better than people give it credit for. Again, is it going to be wonky? Yes. Is it going to be weird? Yes. But at the end of the day, again, because of this LR, he's going to be giving 2 ki to everybody. That's going to be literally a godsend to the category, because ki is probably going to be the one thing people are going to be like, but wait, they're not going to link up very well. You know, ki is going to be the biggest issue. Not really. Not when the LR, the very leader of the team, is giving 2 ki to the people on the category. So again, ki is really not going to be an issue. So anyways, guys, that is going to do it for today's video. I went off on a little bit of a rant there, but again, I did really want to give the time and discuss you know, the Warriors of Legend category. So anyways, like I said before, that is going to do it for today's video, and I will see you all next time.